staple city. So I picked one picture. I'm gonna go to develop. And if I want it to be white, I'm gonna use white balance. I could also just kind of change the color of the staples using the white balance. I am going to set my black point and my white point. So I don't want to lose the detail in those highlights. So I'm going to try and bring them down so that I get some of the detail back in here. And then maybe brighten a couple shadows. I am going to turn my texture or clarity up without clipping things. I want to make sure it's still white. Bring back as much detail in those staples as I can with still having a white. I'm going to crop it, and I'm going to make sure that my staples are straight. These are crooked, so I'm going to click on the angle tool, and I'm going to pick one of the staples. And I'm going to click on one corner of a line I want to straight and drag over, and then I let go and it kind of straightens it. I'm going to make sure it's a 5x7. And then just an FYI, you can turn these the other way. So if I only want a part of it, I can turn it the other way. You click and kind of drag to the side or drag up until it turns. So you can turn it the other way. I'm gonna try and angle this guy one more time. He doesn't look super straight to me. So let's go about there. I'm also getting rid of this putty and overexposed side. So let's see how my highlights look. Okay, so I edited it in Lightroom first. Now I right click, edit in Adobe Photoshop. I'm gonna edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. And then it should open it in Photoshop. So here's my picture. I'm going to use my object selection tool, and I click and drag over the staples, and it should find the objects and select them. If it does, make sure I'm on the add to if it doesn't get all of them. And then it made some mistakes, so I'm gonna right click and go to quick selection. I'm going to go to the minus tool, and it should see a difference in the pixels. It did not do a great job. So I'm gonna go in and try and fix it. And go back to minus. And if it's still not quite getting what I want, there is a polygonal lasso tool that makes straight lines. So I want to make sure I'm on the add to, and I'm going to click, drag down. I'm gonna go in, and then I need to make sure I have the little O to close it. So I add that, and then I'm also going to add this piece right here, and I'm going outside and making sure I have the O and connect it. Okay, now I have the staples perfectly selected. I actually want to invert this, so I'm going to go to select, inverse, so the background selected. And then if I need to, I can go to select and mask, and I'm going to feather the edges just so you can see what it does, see what makes it softer. I'm gonna feather it by just a couple pixels, make my edges softer. Make the selection, hit OK. So now I have my background selected. I'm gonna hit generative fill, and I can type whatever I want in the background to make it look like a real city. So sunset, I can write whatever I want, and then I'm gonna hit generate, and the AI is going to make an image for me based on the words. More descriptive words you give, the better the image generation will be. So this, I put sunset over a city, and I don't like it with the city. So I'm just gonna do a sunset, and I'm gonna change my verbiage. I'm gonna hit generate. And really, you can put whatever you want back there. That doesn't look real, so it's giving me variations that I want to try. So I like this one, so I am going to file, save, and it goes straight back into my Lightroom. So you'll see in mine, I have, it'll say 1 of 2, and of course it's not right now, but it will. So these are the same ones, this one and this one. So this is the before I edited. And then this is the one I put in Photoshop. So it's still saving. Then I can file, save as a copy, and I'm gonna put it on my desktop. And then I make sure I change it to a JPEG. And I can put it in my Staples City folder, which I don't have. And I'm gonna hit save. And then I wanna put it on high and hit okay. And that is how you change the background in Photoshop. Happy editing.